So I've been playing around on the PTR a lot, waiting for this upcoming patch, and I noticed today when I went to the Rostrum of Transformation that there were a new type of dragon scales released for all the dragons, namely Infinite Dragon Scales from the new megadungeon. Let's go over what they all look like for all the dragons, as well as some other unique things I found about dragon scales that might be coming up in future patches. Hey there, Rotan here. I make to-the-point videos about World of Warcraft, helping people obtain collectibles, cosmetics, and mounts that they want easily and quickly. If that sounds like a fun time, subscribe. So we're going to be starting off here with the Highland Drake, which is actually my favorite Dragonriding dragon in the entire game right now, and I love the look of the Infinite Dragonflight in general, so I'm really excited that Infinite Dragon Scales are coming to all the Dragonriding dragons. I think this just looks completely awesome, and it's probably one of the more detailed Infinite Dragon Scales out of all the dragons. Next is the Cliffside Wilder Drake. As you can see, there's a lot of detail put into all of these. This is another great one, though this is probably my least favorite of all the Dragonriding dragons altogether. Up next, after the Cliffside Wilder Drake, we're going to be looking at one of my favorites, probably my second place of all time, which is the Renewed Proto Drake. Now, once again, the Infinite Dragonflight color scheme of the cyan, the black, and the almost white, kind of the teal, off teal colors, are just amazing. I haven't seen anything around the horns or anything like that and seen if we could get more colors for them, but overall, really great. The Winding Slither Drake has been kind of a sleeper favorite of mine once it came out as a dragon. I thought it'd be weird, but I'm actually really enjoying using this as a mount, and I actually am really enjoying how they have these blue dots along all the backside of the tail for the Infinite Dragon Scales. And now we have the Windborn Velocidrake, which is really just a very strange model in my opinion, a very strange skeleton. I think it's taken after the Pterodaxes in the standard game, but overall, I still enjoy it. So those are all the Infinite Dragon Scales. Let's move over to some other weird oddities I found, which was that every single Dragonriding dragon type has a white dragon scales color in the model viewer when we data mine. What this means, I'm not sure, but I've seen a lot of white motifs, and here we can see we moved on to the Highland Drake. I've seen a lot of white dragon motifs throughout the Dragonflight expansion. If we look at Algathar Academy, there's the standard 5 dragonflights, excuse me. Then there's the white kind of banner that encompasses them all. Does this mean that there's going to be kind of this ultimate dragonflight that winds up being white in the future? Are cleansed infinites going to look white? I'm not sure, but because of the fact that they've put effort into all of these and we haven't seen them all besides the Winding Slither Drake one, which you can see here on your screen, it makes me believe that the white dragonflight might be a thing that might come about shortly here. If not, maybe this was just an idea that was ultimately scrapped as it's been data mined and available for quite some time. Finally, we're ending here with the Windborn Velocidrake again. I'm really interested how much effort they've put into all of these white dragon scales. They're changing the wing color, they're changing the hair color, all that kind of stuff. So now that we're wrapping up with the white dragon scales, we're actually moving on to two more oddities I found that weren't infinite and they weren't white, and the first one is the Winding Slither Drake having yellow scales. Now, this is different from the bronze scales. Bronze scales is still an option. This one in the files is called yellow scales, and it's the only dragon that has these scales. Similar to that, coming up next is the only dragon that we see having teal scales. This is the Windborn Velocidrake having teal scales. Once again, a color we aren't seeing anywhere else. So that's all for the new Dragonriding dragon scales in this patch. Coming in this patch, Infinite Dragon Scales are the only ones officially being released. The white, yellow, and teal ones all just seem like oddities we might need to keep our eyes out for. Thanks for watching, and take care.